my son said that you recently, or you recorded a music video with Weird Al. And how was it working with Weird Al?
Well, it was fun. It was, you never knew what was going to happen next. You know, I'd almost forgotten that. I sat on a bench with him. What was it? I forgot the name of the song. Your son would tell me. But right. Yes, do you remember what it was?
No, I do not.
I think it was a Michael Jackson song. And of course, he had a lot of fun with all the songs and would give them different meanings. And as a result, he became a sort of a cult favorite. You never knew which big song Weird Al was going to do next. And people think they get confused. When I did an album of heavy metal classics with big band jazz arrangements, and I don't know if you remember that, but I was on the American Music Awards, and that album was coming out the next day, and Alice Cooper and I gave the award for hard rock heavy metal to Metallica.
I remember that.
And I came out on that show with tattoos and leather and choker and earrings and heavy metal shades, and the crowd went nuts, and they were making so much noise we couldn't continue with the show at the moment. And Dick Clark had said, "We've got time if you want to have fun with it." Well, I went out to the edge of the stage. The clamor was, as I remember now, was the teenagers, younger people in the audience saying, "Who is that?" Alice Cooper had introduced me as the future of rock and roll. But the older people were saying, well, they said it's Pat Boone, but it can't be Pat Boone. That's not, well, who is Pat Boone? and I just stood there like Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. I didn't even have a mic. So I just stood there with a kind of a pose, looking at the audience. Hey, you got trouble with me? Anybody want a piece of me? Like that kind of an attitude, just
right
face. And then I flexed my pecs with tattoos on them, and did that. Had a big tattoo here on the bicep, and then again more clamor from the audience. I mean, they're still trying to figure out who in the world I was, and what I was. So then we gave the award to Metallica, and they came on stage bowing, saying I was their new lead singer. So people thought they made the mistake. Some music critics thought I was doing a Weird Al Yankovic, that I was making fun of their songs. Far from it.
Sure.
I was treating their songs with class and with honor. They were good songs, and I did them without all of their noise, although they were hard rock, really credible versions of their songs. But I was treating them like good music, and they all appreciated it. Metallica loved what I did with their song, and Guns N' Roses loved what I did with Paradise City, and all the other songs that I did in that album. And the album went halfway up the Billboard chart the next week.
Unbelievable.
And got me kicked off Christian television at the time. Just for a couple of months.
For a little bit.
They thought that I had sold out and gone off to the dark side, because I did it so well.
Sure.
I looked like a heavy metal and sounded like a heavy metal singer. And they thought, oh, we've lost Pat Boone. And they were contacting the Christian station saying, don't play any more of his gospel records. Well, it took about 2 months for me to get back in the good graces of Christian TV and make them calm down and say, hey, these were good songs. There was nothing wrong in any of the lyrics that I said, even
sure.
Heaven.
Yeah.
Crazy Train.
I think that is so cool.